Hey everyone, welcome back to ML Works. In this video, we'll be discussing about Langflow, which is an open source Python based framework for building AI applications. So when I say AI application, I mean it could be called an LLM, or it could be an agent with multiple tools integration, or an AI workflow which can be called as an API into your enterprise application or any other application that you're building. So it has various integrations with different tools like MCP servers, vector databases, or any search engine tools, any of those various integrations that are present that you can go and check it out. So in the previous video, we were discussing LangGraph, where we used to write code for building chatbot and agents. With Langflow, what we do is we use a UI based tool, where you just drag and drop components, connect them together, and then your application is built, and that application will be available as API, and which you can call it in your application in other applications. So with that introduction, what we'll do is we'll start with the installation aspect. Either you can install it as a Python package, or you can use the Docker image. So I'll show you both. So first you just have to create the virtual environment, and once that is done, you have to switch to that virtual environment and then install the package. So I'll go here first. I have created the virtual environment, so I'll just go here and switch to that environment and then activate it. Then I'll be installing Langflow, and it will check if the Langflow is present or not. If it is present, it won't install it again. It will just audit that particular package. So it has audited, and we have our environment with Langflow. Now this is just a package that is stored in your system. Now we want to run it as a server. So what you want to do is you have to give this command uv run Langflow run. So this will run the Langflow as a server. Now next what we'll do is we'll just look at how we can do it with Docker image. So if you see, I have a Docker image first for Langflow, which is this one. Now I don't want to download this again, so what I'll do is I'll just take the statement here and run it. And if you see, so what will happen, right, when you run the statement, it will look for this particular image. If it is already present, then it won't download the image. It will directly run the image and create a container. Now if you see here, this is how we have run it for using Python package, and that server is running on localhost 7860. And while I'm trying to run it as a Docker, so here also I'm mentioning 7860. So in a host mission, you can only have the port only once you can use it. If you try to use it again, it will throw an error. So what I'll do is here I'll change the port number. And this port number 7860 refers to inside the Docker container where the Langflow should run. So this is where it will run, or it is running already, and we are just mapping that to this one 9000. So let me run this also. Now we have here, it is already running in using Python package. So I'll just copy hyperlink address. I'll go here and switch it. So we are here, and this is the UI for Langflow. Now first what we want to do is we can either go ahead and create first flow. Otherwise we can wait here and see if this is up and running. So this may take some time, because for Docker it takes time to pull up the image and check if it is present or not, and then there are certain checks it has to do, like for daemon and so many other checks it has to do in the backend. So while that is happening, let us move on here. So this is, let us see here, initializing Langflow, checking the environment, starting the core services, connecting to the database, loading components, startup projects. So this is 7860, and this will be running in our host machine at 9000, if I'm correct. Yeah, on 9000, port 9000. So let me go here now. So let us create one simple Langflow flow. Let me click here. You can use any of these existing templates, or you can go ahead and create a blank flow. So I'll go here, blank flow, and I'll just take in some basic components and add it to this canvas that is present here. So I want to add chat input, chat output, and I'll click this, I'll expand it. So yeah, here we have it's expanded. Again here also we want to expand it. So we have chat input and output, but we don't have any LLM here. So what we'll do is we'll just take an LLM here. I just searched here LLM language model. So I'll just press this plus button and keep it here. Now I want to connect this to components. Okay, and I can connect it here. Now if you see, there is also a system message how I want my language model to behave. So I can give a system message here and the language model will behave like that specific system message. For instance, I want to say this system message as act as a reviewer of a restaurant comment section. Okay, you will say whether the comment is positive, negative, neutral, something like that. So for that also, since this is an empty, right now it is not taking any prompt, so I want to add a prompt as well. So this is a prompt template. I added it here and kept it here. I'll just connect this to this one. Now, the food was amazing. Love the vibe. Okay, in the prompt section, what I'll give, you are a restaurant reviewer, share whether the comment is positive, negative or neutral. This is my prompt for the LLM. Now I want to use, I don't have OpenAI API key, so I'll go to Google, which I have, which is then I'll use Flash 2.0 Flash. And so here, I'm not sure if that API key is present. Let me see here. Yeah, it is already present. So so what happens, right? I already created one API key, which is stored as a global variable. So if it is not stored as a global variable, I'll just close this again and I can click here. I'll add a new variable. I'll give Gemini API key. You can put your API key here and save the variable. Since it's also already present, I'll just directly use. Now I have my output connected to the LLM's response. Okay, chat output. Now what we can do is we can go to Playground and just send this message. Let us see how the Gemini model responds. So it is able to give you the positive as the sentiment for the specific comment. So this is how we have created one specific simple flow with Langflow. Now I just want you to see this part, okay, where you have these components. So there are so many different components are present, like agents, input, output, models, vector stores, processing, logics, and the number of integration, right? That is like so many integrations are possible with this Langflow tool. So you have the search API, all this databases, how to route the LLM. If you have multiple models also, you can use router, open router to switch to models if required. So all those can be done. Okay. So this is a simple flow. Now last and final thing what you want to do is, since you have created a flow, you can share it as a JSON. So here if you click share, you can export this and it will be what I could call prompting with Gemini model. This is, if I want to save, I can just save with the API key. I'll export it and it is present. Now if you want to use that, right, what you can do is you can go to start a project. Here you have again this one. This you can again load it from here, prompting with Gemini API key, and then I can click the project and you will see your flow again coming up and along with the key. So we have seen one more thing, right? So we were discussing about this one. Okay, it is running at, so this Docker one was running on 7860 internally inside the Docker container, and outside it is mapped to 9000. We'll just finally see that. Okay, and then we'll close down this video. So at 9000, again another instance of Langflow is running, and it will not contain any of those flows which we created because this is a separate instance. So if I just go here, blank flow, nothing is present. If I go under startup project, you won't see any project. So yeah, so this is how we want to get started with Langflow, how you can build simple flows with Langflow, and where you can play with various tools integration. Okay, So that will be very helpful if you are just trying out Langflow. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video where we'll be building agent with Langflow.